Please remain calm. Attack of the Franchise is about to begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Attack of the Franchise. It's a podcast where we discuss movie franchises, various ones. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. Today we're going to talk about Batman and Robin, continuing our discussion on the Batman franchise. I'm with Yvonne. I'm Andrew.
Hi, guys.
So, yeah, Batman and Robin. It's the logical next step after
right?
Batman Forever.
It only made sense.
Tim Burton starts off kind of goofy, kind of dark.
Yeah.
Kicks that into Overboard. Joel Schumacher starts off pretty cheesy and
not only really
evolves.
cheesy, but just like this, I don't know, this punk, like neon, like techno type of
nightmare.
Hey, Joel Schumacher.
Well, Batman Forever made a lot of money. People liked it, apparently. Mm-hmm. Val Kilmer did not want to come back.
I can understand why.
Well, him and Joel Schumacher did not get along at all, so it was a situation like they kind of fired him, but then he kind of quit.
Yeah.
It was just a mutual breakup.
It was one of those things.
Toxic breakup.
Yeah. I don't know. I really wanted to like this one is because it has Uma Thurman and it has
a great cast.
Yeah.
George Clooney. He's still in the middle of his ER phase.
Yeah.
He's the one of the Batman so far that fits the archetypal Bruce Wayne persona.
I agree with that, yeah, because he, like, whenever I think of Batman, like, within these, like, the past movies, like, I do kind of think of George Clooney as well. Like, Michael Keaton and George Clooney, I really don't.
Bruce Wayne's billionaire playboy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be outwardly charming.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's a weirdo as Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer's, like, a wooden block.
Yeah, just so stoic and, like you said, a wooden block.
Yeah, I believe George Clooney is a billionaire who has sex with supermodels because that's obviously
what he did in real life.
Yeah. Maybe he just learned the wrong lessons from this movie.
Yeah.
He just decided to do that for the rest of his life. So we start off even more campy. We do like a mirror opening from the Batman Forever.
Yeah.
With like, this time it's Batman and Robin teaming up, putting on their suits.
Mm-hmm.
You get the close-up of both their shots. Is how old is Robin supposed to be? Is he like college?
I thought Robin was supposed to be like college age, like just got out of high school, like going into college,
or like we're focusing on his ass and crotch so much.
I know, like
if he's like supposed to be 16-year-old boy.
I know, like
played by a 35-year-old man.
Exactly, but like it is played by a 35-year-old man, so I guess they thought like, all right, well he's not really 16 or 17 or whatever, like I don't know, but it was still really weird to look at him and think like this guy's supposed to be younger than this.
Yeah,
but he
looks older than Batman.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, we start off with this insane opening with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah,
not for being a good actor, but for being just himself.
I think what made me really laugh when he came out, it's just like obviously his accent, you know what I mean? So like when he says certain things, like like you said, it's just so camp. It was just really, really cheesy.
Yeah, I think he and Uma Thurman know the exact right tone to hit for the movie.
Yeah.
In a way that a lot of the other actors don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because George Clooney is just doing his George Clooney thing, but he still has some serious moments with Alfred.
Yeah.
And he's not a very funny actor. I think he's been hilarious in movies.
Yeah.
But this Batman's not funny. He's just kind of boring and has to fight with Robin over Uma Thurman.
I thought this one, I mean, it's more of like a comic book feel is what I was gathering from all of it.
Well,
like,
I think it's more of an homage to the Adam West.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Because it has like super weird physics. Everybody can like just jump and float 20 feet to the other side of the room. The wire work in this movie.
It's just off the charts. I don't know, I really liked the cast for this one as, I don't know, people might disagree with me, but I really like Alicia Silverstone. I liked...
Really?
Yeah. Although she didn't do a really good job. I mean, she didn't do a good job in the movie. I just liked her because of Clueless. And
yeah, I've never really liked her except outside of Clueless.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been boring and miscast a lot.
Yeah.
In this one, she's Barbara Pennyworth. She's not... In the comics, she's traditionally Batgirl, Jim Gordon's daughter.
Right.
But Jim Gordon is a non-character in these movies, so...
They just kind of made it Alfred's
niece.
Which I thought was weird, because you never, like...
you never go into Alfred as a human being
or
until
like his
this movie.
backstory. Yeah.
Which I'm like, you're 4 movies in, and you're
Now
only now establishing that Alfred was kind of the only father that Bruce Wayne ever had.
Yeah, pretty much. Spoiler alert, that's their like way of killing him off too, is
They didn't even kill him off.
Well, no, but like,
he's
he's sick, but...
arc of the movie.
Yeah.
They're like really hinging that we give a crap about this old man.
Now we do. And now that he's on his deathbed.
Yeah. Now that he's 95 years old, we have to find out a way to prolong his life. Another 6 months. Alfred's on borrowed time. He looks his age. I don't know how old Michael Gow was.
Yeah.
I think he was in his late 80s.
I want to say so, because I think like the first few, he looked really old, like 80s, 70s, like late 70s.
Yeah, so the opening, like Batman Forever, simultaneously really expensive looking, but also super cheap.
Yeah.
It's like weird. I love Mr. Freeze's suit, but it looks like it's gonna fall apart any second. And Uma Thurman has some wild and great outfits, but then she has like this just like weird green bodysuit. Like I like her first outfit where she just pops out of the plants. Yeah. I think that's a great Poison Ivy look.
She like, whenever she popped out, that was right after she was still wearing like what she wore before whenever she went in, right? Yeah, so she
her
was
lab
like
outfit.
Yeah, like that disheveled kind of look, but she looked more, I guess, appealing, I guess, like the way that they did it. Yeah, I liked her character in general.
Yeah, she feels very 40s femme fatale, getting that accent like over the top.
Yeah. See, that's what I really liked about it. It's super theatrical, super camp, super like over the top performance. Like the cast as well. Like it was really cool to see, even though she had a small part, but Vivica A. Fox, she was in there. Yeah,
I always forget she's in it until she
just
shows
like
up.
A brief
for
second.
One scene. Yeah. And I feel like she gets billing in the opening credits.
Yeah, she does too, because I saw that and I was like, she's in here?
She's in like for 1 second.
Yeah.
I don't even think Drew Barrymore got that.
No, she was
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
She had like
end credits.
The exact same role.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He obviously at the peak of his fame from Terminator 2, Predator. He got paid the most. He got like $25 million. Yeah. And he's the top billed actor. Yeah. Above Batman.
Rightfully so, like for that time, you know what I mean? Like he was at his peak.
He has like a huge ego.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have to be above the title. He has some of the wildest paydays. Like, do you know how much he got paid for Terminator 3?
No, but
like $30 million, a percentage of the opening weekend.
Shit.
They had to like build him a gym so he could work out in his off time.
Oh my god.
And he had approval over like every single person they hired.
That's crazy.
It's like the craziest Hollywood contract.
I feel like that's what The Rock does now.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Have you heard the story about him in Fast and Furious?
No.
Like him and Jason Statham have it in their contracts that they cannot lose a fight.
Really?
And that they have to like, they're not being able to be shown in a weak position. They like count their punches, so they always make sure they have the right amount of punches on screen.
What the hell? And is that something that The Rock like put in place, or like, my god,
These
I never knew
huge guys with these fragile egos.
I know. It's like they're definitely compensating for something.
It's like, we know you're an actor.
Yeah.
We don't really believe you're Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Guys.
Like, I hope you guys know that you're not really Hobbs and Shaw. I didn't know he was the top paid actor in this one too. How much did Clooney get?
Clooney probably didn't get a lot because ER is really all he's famous for at this point. Obviously, he becomes huge later on.
Yeah, with Ocean's 11.
One of my favorite actors shows up, John Glover. I don't know if you know him. He shows. No. He's the one who makes Poison Ivy.
Oh, okay.
He's
the
Lex
other
Luthor's dad on Smallville.
Yeah.
He's in Shazam as the bad guy's dad.
Yeah, okay.
And he's also the Riddler in the animated series. He's just all over the place.
Yeah.
In these comic book stuff.
Yeah, he's just done like so much, like in every different area.
And he also, fun fact, slept with Freddie Mercury.
What?
Yeah, I heard it on a podcast interview.
Damn, he's got quite the resume.
and he slept with Hall or Oates. I don't remember which one.
It was probably Hall.
Is Hall?
Yeah.
Hall gay?
Yeah.
Is Oates not gay?
Well, I don't know. I think they both might.
So the villain we haven't talked about in this movie is Bane.
Yes.
Who is reduced to just a thug, muscle-bound guy. I'm sure you've seen the Tom Hardy version.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you is like, was his costume more correct like in the comic book series? Is
the
that why
costume's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
for what he is, like with the luchador mask
Mhm.
and the tubes on his back. That feels very comic accurate.
Yeah.
In the comics, he's not just like a Hulk
Yeah.
dumb guy. He's really smart.
Mhm.
He figures out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and he arranges it so that Batman is attacked by all these villains,
Mhm.
and then he breaks into the Batcave and breaks Batman's back. That's like his big
Oh,
story.
that's how that happened. Yeah, because he didn't talk in this one at all.
No, he says Bane.
Yeah, and that's it.
Why didn't they put Arnold Schwarzenegger as Bane? That would have been better.
That would have been honestly better. I can't remember who was actually supposed to play. What's his name, Mr. Freeze?
I read Patrick Stewart. was
Patrick
considered,
Stewart. Okay.
But I can't imagine him doing the cheesy
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't imagine doing that.
I'm sure he'd have fun with it, and Sylvester Stallone, I think, was considered.
That would have been really good.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been good. They should have done that. They should have done.
Yeah, maybe then it would go into a so bad it's good
Yeah.
kind of way, because I think people enjoy this movie in that regard. Like, oh, it's so funny. Look how cheesy and bad it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, it just doesn't reach that level for me. That stuff like old cheesy horror movies do, where you can see the scenes and the bad acting.
But you have an appreciation for it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like
and they're trying.
yeah.
And it's just a failure.
I agree with you on that. It's a big time failure. But I do think that would have been a really good cast. Arnold against Stallone.
Yeah, the plot of the movie is that Alfred is sick. He has something called McGregor's syndrome. They find that out. Mr. Freeze's wife also suffers from McGregor's syndrome.
Yeah.
So he's working on a cure for that. Then Poison Ivy gets involved, and the two villains eventually team up because they have completely compatible goals in that she wants to make everything grow and he wants to freeze the world. That makes no sense.
It makes zero sense.
Even if you
And then-
think about it for a second, even if
Yeah.
you're a kid,
I was like, wait a minute.
how are y'all's
That's
goals
what-
gonna align?
Yeah. Well, like as a kid, whenever you watch them, you're like, oh, this is the best thing ever. But then like as an adult now, I'm just like, that does not make any sense.
Even as a kid who loved Batman
Yeah.
and who loved these Batman movies, I only watched this one maybe once, and I was like, no. How old would I have been? Younger than 4, probably.
Yeah, I want to say I was exposed to it maybe when I was like 6 or 7. Because I remember watching the first two with Michael Keaton. I really didn't watch the third one, but I remember watching a lot of the last one.
I don't even think I finished it all the way through ever in my life, except to rewatch it to talk about it today.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's a hard movie to get through because only because it's cheesy acting, it's because it's so long. Like over 2 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that long. I remember thinking, like, when I rewatched it, I remember thinking to myself, there's no way that this movie is going to continue to keep going. There were so many parts where, like, they could have ended it, but then they just, like, kept going on and on and on, and it just was really hard to follow after that. But as a kid, I mean, attention span, I really don't. I don't know, I liked it as a child, but as now, no.
Yeah, because I like the cartoon show a lot.
Yeah.
Even that's more serious because those are very inspired by the Tim Burton movies. Like, even if you listen to the theme,
Yeah.
it sounds like something Danny Elfman would compose.
No, most definitely. But also back to the plot. I mean, I thought plot was a little bit better than the last one.
Really?
Yeah, because I felt like there was no plot with the last. I mean, there was, and then there wasn't.
I think there's more of a plot in these than the Tim Burton ones.
I agree with you
because
on
the
that.
villains
Yeah.
have plans and goals that they want to
Mhm.
accomplish. Like Riddler in the last one, he wants to destroy Bruce Wayne,
Mhm.
kind of be Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
and also be the smartest man in the world. Two-Face, I guess, doesn't really have anything to do.
No, he just kind of is off in the background. Like, I'm just here for mayhem.
In this one, Arnold wants to cure his wife, and Uma Thurman, what does she want to do?
She just
Like,
wanted to take over the world and just have,
because
like,
of
global
plants?
warming.
Because
Yeah.
she loves plants.
Yeah, and just wanted...
Why does she hate Bruce Wayne?
It's because I think he was supposed to, like, put in order something that not prevented it, but, like, slowed down the
Or was
process that she was
Is
trying
it
to...
that he's in charge of the lab? Or
Yeah.
Wayne Enterprises is like, the lab is an offshoot of Bruce Wayne's
Yeah.
company?
And she needed, I think, like, his help or, like, his assistance or something like that.
Yeah, because there's that weird scene where she approaches him.
It was, like, pressuring him
and it's
to...
like, global warming, plants.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna go sleep with my supermodel fiance real quick.
Yeah.
Go away.
I know, he's like, go away, lady. Yeah, I thought the plot was a lot better in this one, but, I mean, they didn't need to drag it out as long as they did.
Well, let's go into like a full plot breakdown.
Let's do it.
So we open, like I said, with a mirror of the last one, Batman and Robin suiting up, except now Batman's George Clooney, and his suit is the worst bat suit of any of these movies.
Oh my god.
It's blue, which Batman has been before, and it has the nipples. The nipples are back.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're bigger, but maybe the blue makes them stand out more.
Yeah.
He has a big old codpiece, and the bat mask is really bad. Like, the eye holes are like 50% bigger.
Yeah.
You see even more of his eyes.
I didn't like that.
No, it's a bad bat suit. I actually like the Robin suit outside of the nipples.
Yeah.
Because it looks pretty much like Nightwing. Are you familiar with Nightwing?
No, I'm not.
Nightwing is Dick Grayson, the first Robin in the comic books, who goes off to become his own superhero after he stops being Robin. Because in the comic books, there's a bunch of Robins. There's like 6 or 7 people who have been Robin over a span of 80 years. Yeah, so the suit, it's usually blue in the comic books. Now it's red. He has the cape and he's still Robin. Yeah. They were actually going to do a Nightwing spin-off movie after this. So now Chris O'Donnell could probably play an adult male.
Yeah.
like
how he was intended to be.
Instead of a 15, 25-year-old.
Yeah, let me just slap this earring on your...
Is he the worst case of... You know how they always cast 25 to 30-year-old people for high schoolers?
Yeah.
Is he the worst? Tobey Maguire worse?
Oh, God. I'd have to say Chris is probably the worst.
Andrew Garfield looked really old in his Spider-Man movies.
But I thought, like, since he was with Andrew Garfield, he was really skinny and lanky, so I think that kind of, like, fit the high school aesthetic a little bit more.
Yeah, I never thought Tobey Maguire looked that bad.
Yeah.
Like, the bully in that, Joe Manganiello, do you know him? He looks 35.
Yeah, big time.
I think he's younger than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, like, I was like, that's obviously a 35-year-old man.
But you knew me in high school. I feel like I could have been one of those people. Like, if I was in Hollywood,
very true, Miller.
I would think I was like a 25-year-old playing a 16-year-old.
You're like, okay, narc.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get invited to parties. I thought I was a narc. So they go to this diamond museum. They have like dinosaurs and stuff. I guess it's a museum where they keep this big old diamond that Mr. Freeze needs because his suit is powered by diamonds. Yeah. And they go in, Batman busts in, and George Clooney, in his normal speaking voice, says, "I'm Batman." There is no distinction between Batman's voice. Like, Val Kilmer tried, Michael Keaton did the best so far with trying to make Batman, Bruce Wayne distinct. In this one, George Clooney does not care, or they didn't direct him to do a voice.
No, which I thought was weird. I put that down in my notes too. No voice change.
Not at all.
Because he didn't even try. It was just kind of like, I was like, okay, I guess we're skipping over this.
Yeah, nobody gets it perfect.
Yeah.
Have you seen the animated show or played the Batman Arkham games?
Mm-mm.
Well, like, the iconic one is obviously Kevin Conroy.
Oh, okay.
And he was the first one to do it in animated. Like, Bruce Wayne and Batman are separate voices. It's like very distinct. His Bruce Wayne is very like light and airy, almost like a George Clooney. Yeah. His Batman's very gruff and serious but stern, but he's not doing a Christian Bale.
Yeah, where it sounds like you can't even understand what he's saying.
Yeah, most of the time. So Batman and Robin try to catch Mr. Freeze. They fight his ice people henchmen, and they have ice skates.
Which I thought was super camp.
I thought it was cool when I was a kid. I'm like, yeah, Batman and Robin, they're ready for anything. Yeah. Even ice skates.
They've been training years for this.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah. And now it's just like, why would you do that?
What was the reasoning for this? I liked it because I thought it was really camp and it fit Mr. Freeze's aesthetic, and he was.
Yeah, he's a campy guy. Mr. Freeze in the comics, in the past, he was just a guy who had a freeze gun. Yeah. And eventually, for the animated series, they kind of rebooted him into this guy who was trying to cure his wife, and he only turned to crime for that. Yeah. And he had a horrible accident, and now he's all frozen. Yeah. And they kind of adapt that in this movie, but you need a better actor than Arnold Schwarzenegger to really pull that off. Yeah, because he was... Or director, because, like, that story is so good and tragic. Mm-hmm. And if they did that now, maybe with the Robert Pattinson, they could pull that off. But this is just like a slap in the face to people who like that thing. Yeah. Because it feels so melodramatic, but also campy because he's making Freeze jokes.
Yeah. I can't remember how, in this movie, how did he become Mr. Freeze again? How did...
It's like I said, he fell into the, what do they call it? That thing, liquid nitrogen?
Oh, okay. That's how he became... Okay, yeah. And then his wife was obviously ill, and then...
Yeah, because he froze her to stop her disease from progressing.
Right. until he could save her.
Until he could save
Right.
her.
Yeah, they should have gone more into his background. That's a really good.
The funny thing about Joel Schumacher's Batman is that he always wanted to go darker. Because we'll get into after this, he wanted to do Batman Year One, which is like the iconic Batman story, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Very dark, goes into his origin. But for this one, in pre-production, they were just like, okay, how can we put more toys into this?
Yeah.
Let's make Mr. Freeze a tank. Let's do everything we can to make a toy out of this movie.
Now that you say that, you can gather that that's what they were trying to do. It's more of like, how can we promote this? How can we sell this more? Or like get more money out of this, like in the future, I'd say.
Yeah, so this opening establishes that Batman and Robin maybe aren't the best crime-fighting team as of yet. They have communication issues.
Yeah.
So then we transition to South America, where Poison Ivy is working with John Glover.
Mm-hmm.
And John Glover's doing illegal human experiments on criminals. Turns one of them into Bane. And his assistant, Poison Ivy, catches him. So he pushes her into a vat of chemicals.
Yeah.
And as he should know, that's how you turn people into supervillains.
Yeah, he just did it.
It happened to Joker.
Yeah.
Penguin had chemicals. Don't kill people with chemicals. Use a gun.
Because then they turn into supervillains.
Shoot people in the head.
Yeah, just
When you want to kill somebody,
just do it properly.
double tap.
Yeah.
Do the Zombieland double tap.
The good old double tap. Yeah, her getting pushed in there and then reemerging and stuff, like...
It's fun. Uma Thurman is best actor in the movie.
I definitely agree.
I love her. Obviously, Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction,
My
great
favorite.
actress. Dangerous Liaisons.
Yeah. I just, whenever it came to that part, I just kind of felt like there was no other person that could do that role. I forgot who else was supposed to play Poison Ivy.
Well, for these Batman movies, they always went for the biggest A-listers possible.
Which is what I figured. They kind of had like
I'm sure every actress was considered.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to Wayne Manor. Alicia Silverstone as Barbara Pennyworth shows up to visit her uncle Alfred, who never mentioned that he had a niece.
Never mentioned that he had family ever.
Nope.
And this is our first time being introduced to one of his family members.
And Bruce is like, oh, you have a life outside of here?
Right. I thought he recognized her at first. No,
I think he does. I think
yeah.
they established that Bruce knows
That
about
she's
this.
come over a few
but the
times.
movies never do this, so...
No.
Okay, if you don't show in the movie, it doesn't count to me.
Yeah, exactly. But I just feel like with each movie, they try and like do something different or try and establish something that's already been there that hasn't been there before.
So then we go to this party that Bruce has arranged to have diamonds at.
Yeah.
So that to lure Mr. Freeze in so he'll crash and Batman and Robin can stop him.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin show up in full costume, like they're members of the city council.
Which confused the crap out of me because I was like, do they not know that Bruce Wayne is Batman? Or do they know and nobody cares? Like he just shows up because they're doing like some
Because
fundraiser.
they bring the diamonds and they're like, oh, Bruce Wayne donated these.
Yeah.
And we have a special guest, Batman, here.
So if anybody wants to stop this event.
Oh, it's so bad. Batman went from this creature of the night that people weren't even sure if he's human or not to just showing up and rubbing elbows with the mayor.
Yeah. Why?
It doesn't make any logical sense.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, you don't even have to dress like a bat at this point.
Yeah, just walk around as Bruce Wayne. I mean, what's the point anymore?
Like, unless that's your kink, but Batman became Batman to strike fear into the heart of criminals.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're just walking around in broad daylight with your nipples out.
Yeah, exposing yourself.
Like,
ugh. What is this?
His muscle suit.
I know. Oh my god, can't believe they kept the nipples on.
So Mr. Freeze, of course, shows up. Batman and Robin fail to stop. Oh no, they do stop him this time. But they still have communication issues because they're fighting over Poison Ivy, who crashed the party, is now seducing them both because she has pheromone powers.
It's that pink stuff that she gets to blow out.
Yeah, she shoots out pink stuff into their mouths and kind of confuses them. Yeah. Makes their penis do the thinking for them.
They think with the wrong head on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that, though, how that was like one of her powers was giving them a kiss and like either killing them or making them like super infatuated with her.
Yeah, I like the makeup when they get all poisoned. Like earlier when John Glover gets all gross and his tongue turns purple. Yeah. The makeup's always good in these movies.
Yeah, it's always really good. I never have a problem.
See the money on screen.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a bad thing with how awful the CGI is.
Yeah. Well,
with, like, surfing, really hair.
Oh my god.
The capes.
Yes.
They look so bad.
Especially with like the time that for the time that it was made in, like it definitely doesn't hold up.
For the time, you had stuff like Independence Day,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, movies that still look really amazing.
Yeah, see, I don't understand why like they thought they could have that same effect in this movie. Like,
I think they just, if they threw money at it, they
Yeah.
can do anything.
yeah, pretty much.
Then Barbara sneaks out of the house,
Mhm.
goes to a drag race because we have to establish that she's a cool chick.
She's not like any
She's
other
not-
girl.
She's not like other girls.
She's a cool girl.
She's a cool girl who races motorcycles
Yeah, she's
in front
some
of Coolio.
She's some badass. Yeah, oh my god. Her character arc or like her development in this movie, I just thought it was so, and Robin too, like Robin kind of knows that there's something like mischievous about her, but like kind of does his own sleuthing, I guess. And like in that scene, I don't know, he does kind of fall in love with her, doesn't he? Or has like some sort
I think
of
he just has infatuation.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon in the comic books usually are a thing. He usually also has a thing with Starfire from the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense that they're gonna get together.
Yeah. Or
And
like
I
it
guess that
alludes
was
to
just
that.
Gonna turn them into step siblings.
Yeah.
With Bruce Wayne as
Yeah.
child army.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's a child army.
I'm just gonna say it's messed up
Yeah, it
that
kind of
Batman
is.
uses children to fight.
I'm like,
war
it
on
kind of is.
crime.
I'm like, can we talk about that really quickly? Like how he just
I think we talked about it in the last episode, or
Yeah.
maybe one of the episodes where Robin just doesn't work for me on a logic level. Like, I
Mhm.
like the character, but thinking about it,
Mhm.
it's messed up
it is kind of messed up.
that he adopted this child
Yeah.
to use him for a war on crime.
Yeah.
Puts him in life-threatening situations every night. Like, in the comic books, there's a Robin who dies.
Really?
Joker kills him
Oh my
with a
god.
crowbar. He blows up,
Oh my god.
and it's messed up.
See, they need to make a movie like that. That'd be so badass.
Hopefully, to get to it.
Yeah, hopefully they do with these new ones. I mean,
Yeah, because I think these new ones will really dive into that Batman is crazy
yeah.
and he's messed up.
Because from what I hear, like the new one with, I don't mean to derail, but with Robert Pattinson, like I just heard it's darker. It's much better than Christopher Nolan's.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for us to talk about it.
Okay, I can't wait to watch it in theaters because I still haven't seen it yet. So
So, Mr. Freeze is sent to Arkham Asylum,
Mhm.
which is usually only reserved for crazy people in the comics. Mr.
Yeah.
Freeze doesn't seem crazy to me. He just seems weird.
yeah, I just thought they sent him there was because it's another villain. These are where the villains go. But it's more so of like an insane asylum, isn't it?
It's supposed to be an insane asylum, and they usually send criminals in the comics to Blackgate Prison.
Mhm.
But sometimes they'll use Arkham like a supervillain prison. Like, they
Okay.
can keep them there contained because they have special precautions in place for their powers.
Right.
Like, I like that they have this little cooling spotlight.
Yeah.
So he can't leave the vicinity of his bed.
Yeah.
And I think Arnold actually does well in those scenes where he's kind of like tries to escape, but then he's like
Really
losing his
weak.
Coolness.
Yeah.
Not his actual coolness, but like
Yeah.
his temperature.
He lost that in the beginning of this movie.
He lost it by signing on to
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah, I like that. I also like the little nod that they did to the Riddler and Two-Face.
Oh yeah, they have their costumes
Yeah.
there.
Up there. And,
Like, oh, there is some continuity. The Poison Ivy helps him escape to team up to take on Batman
Mhm.
and do their misaligning goals.
Yeah.
Making plants grow or freezing them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Feels like they should have worked that out.
I think she just probably, like, the way that I viewed it, like, she just probably needed him as the muscle. But then why would she need him when she had
has
Bane? Yeah.
And she also kind of has a crush on him, I guess,
See,
because she's jealous of his wife.
yeah, I thought that was all, like, a ruse, though. But I guess
Was it?
not.
Because she
actually kills
pulls
her.
the plug.
Yeah.
on the wife.
Yeah.
So I think she does kind of have a thing for him.
Yeah, because I think, like, she was always kind of that girl that, just the nerdy girl. Nobody really.
Shy girl.
Yeah.
Another kind of the trope like they did with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
in
Catwoman.
Yeah. So they go to the Gotham Observatory. They're going to turn the telescope into a freeze ray.
Yeah.
And they're going to freeze Gotham,
Mhm. Just,
I guess.
I'm like, just that one part of Gotham?
Whatever. The movie's almost over.
Yeah.
We can.
We can establish anything at
It's
this
dumb.
point.
The movie's dumb.
Yeah.
Everything we say is dumb about the plot.
Yeah.
It's just It's terrible.
Well, just so y'all know, like, how we're talking about it is literally how it is seen in the movie.
Yeah, we're not even exaggerating that he turns the observatory into a freeze ray so he can reflect freeze rays off the satellite.
Yes.
Freeze Gotham.
Y'all just have to watch it for yourselves. Yeah, and then after that, that's when, like, Batman and Robin are still kind of, like, in this whole...
They're having their struggle because they both have a thing for Poison Ivy.
Right.
Poison Ivy makes a Robin signal to lure Robin to her lair, and then tries to seduce him. But she's going to really give him a poison kiss.
Yeah.
But twist, he's wearing
a lip mask.
Rubber lips. Y'all forgot I had rubber lips.
Yeah, so I guess Batman and Robin kind of catch on in what she's doing, and they kind of use her own, like, plan against her in that way.
Well, she actually is handling them pretty well. Batman shows up.
Yeah.
And they're both struggling. And then, what a twist. Alicia Silverstone
Comes
has found out.
She's all, feminism, guys. I got this.
This billionaire who sounds exactly like Batman turns out to be Batman.
Oh, and then just them getting their suits and stuff, or her getting her suit, and...
Oh, yeah. Why does she have nipples?
I don't know.
Is her logo covering the nipples? I don't remember the costume that well. Because it's a pretty awesome costume.
Yeah,
I like it for Batgirl.
I liked her costume, and I liked Robin's costume. I liked the gray, black, blue kind of...
When they do their silver freeze suits.
Yeah, I really liked those, but I just didn't like how they had to do a zoom in of her vagina and the zoom in of her ass, and then it's like... And then she, like, puts on the mask, like, all right, I'm ready.
Like the perfectly fitted suit.
Yeah, exactly.
That your uncle just made, I guess, because he looked at you once and got your measurements instantly.
Yeah, I was just like, how does this work?
Is he like a Terminator where he just like measures you like with his Terminator vision? And
well, like, doesn't she like stumble upon it, and then she
gets like a video message from Alfred. Yeah. Even though Alfred is upstairs dying, they have like a conversation.
Yeah, like it was already something that was like pre-recorded or
like,
something.
Perfectly pre-recorded. Yeah, what she was saying.
She's like, now suit me up.
He's literally on his deathbed.
Yeah, he's upstairs dying, and like you're playing dress up downstairs.
Yeah, so she shows up, girl power. They have a girl fight,
which is super iconic. I loved it. Like just the way Uma Thurman looked, and her makeup was so drag.
I think that's her worst. Oh, yeah, I think I could see it being drag inspired.
Yeah,
like I could see people wearing that at a drag show.
Yeah, because like they glued down her eyebrows, and they did like the super high arch, and just like it was really colorful. The makeup in these movies is always perfect.
I guess I just don't like her look because I like Poison Ivy kind of looking gross and like green with vine vein.
Yeah,
like she has some great looks in the comics and in the Arkham games.
Yeah, it wasn't for you.
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I liked it because I love makeup and I'm a girly girl like that. So I have like a really big appreciation for that. And especially for women who do drag makeup too. I mean, that stuff is intense. That takes like a actual art form.
Oh yeah, I can never do it.
Yeah.
So Batgirl saves Batman and Robin. They get out. I guess they go back to Wayne Manor and get their freeze gear.
Yeah.
When did Alfred have time to do all this?
In between him dying and in between him taking care of Bruce, I think he had plenty of time.
When does he do the laundry?
I don't know. I don't ever see
I bet that place stinks. Alfred's the only
plumbing
person
is
who works
probably
there.
wretched. Like the laundry is piled up.
Yeah, there's probably a leak somewhere.
Yeah, like you really expect this like 85 to 90-year-old man to like take care of a mansion and 3 other
this
people.
Whole mansion, and they have like tons of cars, motorcycles.
Who does the lawn?
And
who mows?
Bruce Wayne's a billionaire. He doesn't hire anybody else.
You don't see any other staff besides Alfred. No wonder he's on his deathbed.
And when he's dying, he tells his niece to like, hey, call your other uncle, my brother that's not your dad, and have him come.
But you know the one.
You know the other one.
The one we don't talk about.
Yeah, that guy. Have him come and take over for me after I die.
Yeah, this movie was, oh my god.
So freezes Gotham. They go fight him. They do this dumb thing where they redirect the satellites from the other side of the world to unfreeze Gotham. Then they throw people out a window and Batman dives to save them.
Yep.
Batgirl and Robin fall out. Then Robin's like, oh, I got you. And Batgirl's like, no, I got you.
Yeah.
Girl power.
Girl power, baby.
So they beat Mr. Freeze. I'm really struggling remembering this part.
Yeah, because it's
boring.
Yeah, because like after Ivy kills
Is Bane even there?
yeah, he is. He's there for like a short part of it, but I thought Batman like ended up.
Because they cut his juice tubes out.
Yeah.
And he turns back into a skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the fights at all.
Yeah, so what happened was Batman and Robin, like they drop in and they're like fighting with Mr. Freeze, but then out of nowhere, George Clooney like shows Mr. Freeze like a video of
Oh yeah,
of Ivy killing his wife.
One of my least favorite things in movies when they show footage from earlier, but it's clearly just the footage they shot for the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like it's not from any. Like if you had a security camera,
That would be different. It's just like a scene from the movie, and then they just like put it on this little watch thing.
Nobody could have filmed that unless your eyes were filming.
I know. I was like, so was he there? I was like, how did he even get that footage? Like that.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I think that's when Freeze kind of like, okay, I'm gonna kill Poison Ivy now.
But they stop Mr. Freeze, and Batman's like, hey, I know you were working on McGregor's syndrome.
Yeah.
Can you help me out?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do my own laundry. So I kind of need this old man to live for another 6 months.
He's like,
so
I'm a 35-year-old man and I've gone this long without doing it. I'm not about to do it now.
I didn't do it when my parents were alive. I'm certainly not doing it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Didn't Chris O'Donnell kill Poison Ivy? Like, kicks her into that.
No, she's alive at the end.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay. See, I can't.
At the very end.
It all muddies in with one another.
Yeah. Mr. Freeze is. No, she's in Arkham. And then they make Mr. Freeze her cellmate.
Oh, okay. And that's how he gets his, like, revenge, I guess.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense either. Like, why are you going to pair them two together?
Who did Bruce Wayne pay off to make them?
Right?
Cellmate. Is who in charge of Arkham?
I don't know. I would imagine so, right?
Makes no sense.
I would think that he would, like, at least invest or, like...
What I would do is build a prison on an island.
Yeah.
2 islands. Get 2 island prisons. Send poison... No islands. Poison Ivy likes plants.
Yeah, there you go.
Antarctic. Send her to prison in the Antarctic. Send Mr. Freeze to a prison on an island that you own. And keep them separated.
Yeah.
Because they clearly either want to kill each other or bone.
Yeah, like there's no in between. Why would they pair them together?
So Mr. Freeze gives the cure for the convenient illness that's affecting Alfred because it was also affecting his wife, and he conveniently also carries it on him at all times.
Yeah, it's always in his back pocket for some reason.
Pulls out of his arm.
Yeah.
So they give it to Alfred, and now the movie has a happy ending because Alfred can keep being a manservant to 3 people now.
He can finally live to be in his hundreds, and
yeah, he's probably 120 by now.
Yeah.
In canon.
Yeah.
And we end the movie with, in a mirror from the last movie with Batman and Robin running from the bat signal.
Yeah.
We end it with all 3 of them. Now they're a family, and we're going to go on many more adventures with them.
Yep.
Like that, not because the movie flopped.
Yeah, it didn't like you said, didn't this one get a lot more audience?
It was really badly reviewed, terrible. It had a big opening weekend, then it dropped like a rock, but didn't lose money, I think. But it was enough for them to be like, okay, no more Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
No more of this campy Batman stuff. We're going to move on, maybe reboot. Because even during filming, they were like, all right, Joel Schumacher, what do you want to do for a 5th movie?
Yeah.
He was like, Scarecrow? Or Batman Year One?
Yeah.
You know how I mentioned Coolio's in the movie earlier? He has a cameo?
Yeah.
He was actually supposed to be Scarecrow
Really?
in the next one.
In Batman Year One.
No, it was going to be called Batman Unchained. It was going to be George Clooney, the rest of the cast coming back. And Scarecrow was supposed to be the villain, Coolio.
Yeah.
And they were going to have Madonna as Harley Quinn, except it was now Jack Nicholson's daughter instead of his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And Jack Nicholson was actually going to come back as a fear hallucination.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, Scarecrow, he does the fear stuff. Like, all the villains were supposed to come back as, like, dream sequences. And thankfully that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And eventually, they just didn't know what to do with Batman for a while.
Yeah, so they left it alone for a good while. But this one, they made less money than... Do you think Joel Schumacher's made less than Tim Burton's? Or do you think they're pretty even in losing money?
The first Batman made a ton. Batman Returns made a little less, but still had a big box office.
Yeah.
Batman Forever did really well, almost as good as the first one.
Yeah.
This one did really bad, like the lowest one. Yeah, even though they all made money, this one was just the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, by far the biggest flop. I can appreciate this one a little bit more because of, like, I guess the makeup and, I don't know, the costumes a little bit. I did like the costumes. I just didn't like
I like Mr. Freeze's costume. I like some of the Poison Ivy stuff.
I like Bane's costume.
Bane looks cool.
Yeah.
He was played by a wrestler.
Okay, cool.
All steroided out. I don't know much about him, but he was real jacked. Yeah, so after the movie, Joel Schumacher got killed off.
Yeah.
Or not killed off, sorry. Joel Schumacher got kicked off.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, on a DVD extra, he apologized for this movie.
Oh, no.
I think his exact quote was, let's say you loved Batman Forever, and if you went into this one with high expectations, I want to say sorry, because I just wanted to make a good film.
Yeah.
George Clooney has been noted to give people $10 bills if they tell him they saw this movie in theaters.
Oh, my God.
He apparently keeps a poster of this movie in his office to remind him that anytime you can fail.
I like that.
Yeah, you have to.
This is just a reminder that it can all go south real quick.
It can all go away real quick.
Yeah. I can just imagine him, like, holding on to it.
Yeah. Looking on it with just dread. A funny story is that in Six Flags, they were making a Mr. Freeze and a Batman ride.
Oh, okay.
But they got delayed over and over. And eventually, I don't think they opened until 1999.
Oh, okay.
So they invited Arnold Schwarzenegger and George Clooney to the opening.
Did they go?
Arnold did not go. And George Clooney was like, is Arnold going? And they were like, no. So George Clooney didn't go.
Is Arnold going? I would have asked the same thing. Like, I'll go if he's going.
That's how I am if I'm going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, who's going? I don't. No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's Batman and Robin. That's the wrap on this first series.
Yeah. You can
Some highs and
finally
lows.
let go of that series, those 4 movies.
Well, until Michael Keaton comes back.
Oh, yeah. Well, until Michael Keaton comes back, but until then.
They were big parts of my childhood, but I can't say, looking back on them, that I have much nostalgia anymore, except for Batman Returns.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that's a great movie. Weird and dark
Yeah.
and gross, but great.
Yeah, that one is definitely my favorite out of the 4.
So that's the end of the episode. Thank you for listening. Like, follow, whatever platform you're on. Do whatever you gotta do.
Yes, guys.
Thanks for listening, and we'll begin a new episode with Batman Begins later.
Woohoo! Bye, guys.
Bye.